What's up with it? Class of Commerce. That's money.
Me personally, I gotta shed light
You see
on
it?
things that I feel like is worth putting out in the forefront, worth getting people attention, worth
on the rise,
making the people aware. You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
So that's what Class of Commerce is about. That's what
Talk to 'em.
this segment is about. Shedding light, pretty much anything that got to do with branding, business, marketing, investing,
get it.
entrepreneurship, whether it's gathering a community of people that's on the same page, or whether that's individually somebody that's trailblazing the path, and you know we can all get game from.
Yes, show that. That's money. Welcome, Class of Commerce. Welcome to 9 Time. 9 jewels, 9 gems, 9 good tips of advice. Shout out to the Cheat Code Podcast.
You know what I want, Kingpin, Wendy Day? I want artists, DJs, whoever. I want you to get up and clock in, mother. God,
Like, treat it like a job.
treat it like a job. Get up every day and figure out what is it that you have going on that you can take to the next level, and do it every day. You know what I want, King?
Alright, I'm gonna add to that. Know what you want to do. You know, have some sort of destination, a goal, or you know, somewhere you route it to. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be doing shit.
And that's what most of these artists are chasing, is that peak. And they had a peak when they buzzed, or they had a peak with a hot record, or they had a peak with a hot feature, and they never bothered to get their business together. They never bothered to establish ownership. And now that they're on the back end of a music career, they're wondering where all their money went. Now all of a sudden they want to audit the label. You weren't auditing the label when you were getting $20,000 a show and you didn't know where any of the publishing money was going in. But now that all the money done ran out and you've realized maybe somebody did something wrong, now you want to audit the label, and now you got to pay for the audit.
Shout out to
And it might even be too late. Excuse me, I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Because in your contract, it tells you when you can audit. You usually have 2 years
And you gotta pay
or
for the
3
audit.
years, and you got to pay for the audit. So there's got to be enough money there for you to warrant that expense.
I believe it.
Alright. So they were talking about auditing. Now, everybody don't get to that level, but I'ma just say this. Everybody ain't meant to be independent, and everybody ain't meant to get a deal.
At the end of the day, no deposit, no return. And if you don't put anything into this music business, then you shouldn't be demanding anything out of it. And the more you put into it blindly, the less you're going to get out of it.
And if you don't want to put into it and someone does it for you, be prepared
You
to
don't own
fork
nothing.
over the lion's
You don't own nothing.
share.
The
You don't own
lion's
nothing.
share.
You don't own nothing. Isn't that the way it should be?
The lion's
If
share.
I got to do it for you, why should you get more than me?
Exactly.
At
Alright,
the end of
now that was real important right there. Ownership. Can't stress enough how important that shit is. You can get fucked, you know, just like what they talking about. Like, putting in the work, that should be understood 10 toes. If you ain't putting in no work, you ain't did nothing, don't expect nothing. What? If you putting in work, but somebody's doing it for you, then first I would negotiate that deal or that number. Whatever it is that they doing, you know, put it in some kind of writing, or, you know, just negotiate the deal of, you know, what they worth and what they doing for you. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you won't have to give up the lion's share of it. Just, you know what they worth.
Did you know that the music industry loses almost $2 billion a year by people not properly licensing music that they play? But I just want you to play it. Why? When I play the record, it's not registered, it's not coded, nobody owns it. It's not on a list, it's not showing up
even
on a
mixed.
report. It's not showing up anywhere. Nobody gets the benefit of it but you knowing that I
Ego
played
stroke.
it. Did you?
Whenever you do music, you have to register it. You have to get it copyrighted, get it, like he said, licensed, like some form of registry. Or you just playing it just to be playing it. if you caught that at the end, she said ego stroke. But it's very, very important that you register your music, like, so you can license it, sync it, monetize the music, in some form or fashion. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just be in limbo. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what he's saying. The music industry can't, they can't pay out properly or they can't get paid properly because music that's being put out and played on, platforms or just wherever, it's not registered. It doesn't have a barcode. It's nothing on it. It's just out there.
What is it that an artist expects from a DJ?
Support.
Define support.
A relationship where you can get feedback on your records as to what's good, what's not good. If you have a song that's worthy of getting a shot in the club or wherever they're DJing, they'll actually play it.
Okay.
Did I leave anything out?
I'd say loyalty, and any
Mutual
record,
respect.
Loyalty.
any record you put
Respect.
out, any record you put out, play it.
Oh, I don't agree with that. Because what if you put out some does the DJ have to play that?
Correct.
What is
All right, so if you're an artist, not all artists got relationships with a specific DJ or just a DJ. But what you want to do is lock in with a DJ. That DJ should be your best friend. He should be, very, very important to you. He should make sure, like, whenever you do something, he's a part of it in some type of way. Whether it's playing it at an event, whether it's a radio spin, a recommendation, whatever motion he got, he'll put you in that, that specific his or her DJ. So whenever you're doing music, lock in with a DJ and pay the DJ, to do certain things for you. Maybe host a song or two, host a single, host an EP or a mixtape, but have the DJ involved some sort of way.
A DJ is going to play what the people react.
DJ is going to play what
The DJ
what the
isn't
people
going to play
want.
what he likes. I was in a room full of
I agree with you.
DJs. The video is on my page. I was in a room full of DJs, prominent DJs, radio DJs, strip club DJs, and I asked them all, how many of you play records you like every night? Very little of them raised their hands.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not going to play records they like. They
No,
play
because you're
records
there
that
to
the
move
crowd
the
likes.
crowd.
That's how
Yes.
you get paid. That's how people
Yes.
that's how a promoter will keep you in the building. A club owner will keep you in the building. You keep the patrons satisfied.
Whenever that club owner, that promoter, the person that's, in charge of the function, the DJ is clutch, is key. Now you got different types of DJs: wedding DJs, radio DJs, house party event DJs, big club, big event DJs, mixtape, music DJs that, preferably get on music and, do their thing. And it's definitely DJs in all genres of the music. You got your R&B DJs, hip hop, soul, whatever type of music, it's a DJ for it. So if we talking about a function that's people are paying their money to come to, and they want to be entertained and, you know, lit and still, you know, enjoy themselves, that DJ has a big pulse on that. You know, he's the one, or she is the one keeping the party going, the function going. So it's important that the DJ pay attention to the crowd, and they may not like the song.
The only way to know if there's something different or odd is to be able to know what it looks like when it's not. And that's where some of these artists don't understand the spikes. You can look at somebody's timeline and understand when they have a good record. A spike doesn't mean this is the record, let's do it. No, a record, that means let's keep dropping. Because if we don't, they're going to fall.
Consistency.
And the minute they fall, then wherever we drop is going to bump them back up again. So if we're going on a small progression and we have a little dips, every time we do a little dip, we drop. But if we're waiting till we drop back down here to get up again, we may not get, that may have been our peak.
Yeah,
we may not get to that peak ever again. The only way to know if...
All right, so like he said, like every song, every, you know, visual, every, let's see, you know, every single, you know, or whatever it is you upload, post, show to the people, everything ain't gonna get the same reaction. You know, you might get a consistent number, but depending on what it is, you know, whether it's a song, video, you know what I'm saying, like, depending on how the people like it, depends on the numbers or the spike or the, you know, the attention you get, you know what I'm saying, the, you know, the views, clicks, comments, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But you got to be consistent with that. You got to be real consistent with that to keep it at a level of wherever it peaked. Say, you drop your new single and let's say the video did in one day, let's say it did a couple thousand views, you know, I'm just, you know, random numbers. But, you know, you usually do a couple hundred views. But on this one, you got a couple thousand. Well, yeah, that's a dope song or whatever you put out. But if you don't keep on adding to that, because once you get right there and you keep going, that should be the regular, or the, you know, that couple hundred should go up a little more than a couple hundred. You know what I'm saying? Probably won't be that couple thousand, but it should spike up a little bit. So if you reach a point where you ain't never got, keep feeding it. Keep adding to it. And that way, you know, your analytics can get a little bit more, it can jump a little more.
They'll go into the studio and just do the music and think that's it. And then they'll go pop a pill and go take a nap.
1%.
Now they're asleep for 8 hours. They're gone for 8 hours when they could have been up replying to DMs, replying to Instagram,
when they could have been up on Apple.
So everybody got their vices, you know, young or old, you know, whatever you do is whatever you do. So I'm gonna just speak to what he said. First of all, when you drop the music, that ain't it. It should be like 4 or 5 more steps after you drop the music. You know, getting it sound right. You know, mix good. That's one. Some type of artwork. You know, that's 2. Some type of visual, you know, whether it's in the studio performance, a full-blown video, you just playing it, rapping it, you know, like a snippet, some type of visual. like a rollout marketing, you know, it steps to after you drop the song, you know. And if you pop a pill and you down for 8 hours, like, depending on what you really trying to accomplish, that might not be the thing to do. Period.
Did you know that Apple Artists allows you to generate a link? That link is only generated inside of Apple for Artists on your app, in your profile.
You know what I want?
That if you share that link with people and they click on it, it lets Apple know that they are potentially super fans and will then share more of your content.
know what I want?
To that person. Did you know that Apple Artists allows you to generate a link? That link is only generated inside of Apple for Artists on your app, in your profile.
You know what I want?
That if you share that link with people and they click on it, it lets Apple know that they are potentially super fans and will then share more of your content.
Know what I want?
To that person.
Now, it's a lot of links and little, you know, glitches and little things you can take advantage of as an artist type shit. Matter of fact, I had no idea about that. But if you on Apple, whether you're going through, you know, DistroKid, Unite, Masters, TuneCore, CD Baby, whoever you know going through, you know, through distribution, putting your shit on all platforms, because that's the only way it's gonna be on Apple. You know what I'm saying? So if you want Apple, your music on Apple, and I suggest artists get that link. You know what I'm saying? Get that link. If you on Apple, that way, like you said, you let Apple know that this is a potential super fan or just somebody that's really, really interested. And also what it do is it lets you know, Apple as well, it gives you a chance to take the customer or the fan directly to you instead of Apple. So even though Apple is the, you know, the big platform, you also trying to build yours up, you know. So if that Apple link leads to your YouTube account that you may have monetized, or your TikTok account that may be jumping, your website that you got merch for sale, or you got more exclusive music, whatever the case, utilize that tool that Apple is providing for you.
You are now watching 702 Visions.
Shout out to y'all boys, man.
I ain't hard to find. Get at me. 702 Visions. District 1104. Welcome to 9 Time. 9 jewels, 9 gems, 9 good tips of advice. Shout out to the Cheat Code Podcast